I love this. This is awesome. So we start all of our meetings with a prayer and a pledge to our flag. I want to just talk about our flag real quick. I normally fly the red, white, and blue, but in front of my house I fly the black and white. So the black and white is an old battle flag. And what the black and white flag means is no quartering. That means there's no prisoners. So that's how we have to act. And that's what we have to do to win. We're not going to take prisoners. We have to win. That's it. So with that being said, let's get started with the prayer. Dear God, please allow us the opportunity to take back and retain our republic peacefully with words and gestures, so we do not have to wield the swords of war in order to retain what liberty we have left in our great republic, and to gradually take back the freedom we have earned as Americans. God, please give a special blessing to our law enforcement, first responders, and all active and inactive military people. And I always like to end with, we are warriors. We don't always win, but we always fight. Amen. Amen. Let's stand and do the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Let's go, Brandon. Yeah. Woo. So I'm going to talk for a little while, not too long, then we'll let Matt Salmon do the talking also. Mr. Salmon is running to be our governor, and we're all itching to hear what he has to say. This is great.
Who's going to answer you?
Okay, sounds good.
Your wife was already walking.
Thank you. So I'm going to run through this as quick as I can. I'm not going to inundate with too much with too much information. As we all know, our political group here, our political action group is growing, and we're growing, and it's great. And I was actually very fortunate to have been invited by a company called FreedomWorks. And FreedomWorks is in Washington, D.C. They paid for my trip there, and they paid to put me up there. I told them I couldn't fly Delta because I got kicked off Delta, so they put me on a different airline. So that actually worked out pretty good. And so it was pretty amazing. And they actually said they heard about us from somebody up here in the North Valley, and they liked what we're doing. And our grassroots initiative just continues to grow. Now we have really good support. FreedomWorks is 6 million strong, and they've got a whole bunch of money. So it's great. It's really good for our whole movement. It really is. As activists, it's going to be time to step up real soon. I mean, we are going to have to start canvassing. We're going to have to do our emails and our snail mails. We're going to have to get on a representatives team when it comes time for them to run. We're going to have to really dig in and get involved. I mean, these meetings are great. We started with I started my meetings here because people didn't really know what to do. People were angry and sad and mad, and they didn't know what to do. So I figured I'd start it, and the only thing I figured we could do was get involved and really try and make a difference. And we're making a difference. I mean, we are making a huge difference. We're making a really big splash. But we have to become, as time goes on, I'm going to spend more time getting things more organized like I originally said. And, the recorder's office says they don't want us canvassing, but yet the Democrats are. They don't ask for permission, they ask for forgiveness, right? So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to have to play by the same rule book that they play by, whatever rule book that is. So now I've got if you guys could pass those out. So there's a clipboard here with candidate forms on it. And if we could look them over, if you haven't signed it, please sign them. We need good Republican conservative candidates to fight these scumbag Democrats that are going to do what they're doing in D.C. They just want it all to trickle down. And so we need good, solid candidates to fight. And there's I think there's about 5 different candidates on that clipboard, and it would be great if we could get signatures on all of them. The other clipboard I'm passing around is our canvassing clipboard. We're going to start canvassing really, really soon, and we need to build a little army in order to do that. Now, if you're not comfortable ringing doorbells and then getting the door slammed in your face, then, you know, it's probably not for you. I enjoy it. I think it's fun. But some people just can't do it. So if we can even get half a dozen people, that would be great. We can cover a lot of ground. Becoming a deputy registrar is a big deal. We need to have as many deputy registrars as possible. And that's actually spilling into the idea of we are going to need good election auditors, good poll workers, election officers. I mean, we're going to need poll watchers. We're going to need all of this because what happened last time was we had uneducated poll watchers on the Republican side that were told to go away, and they went away. So this time, when we're told to go away, you know what we're going to tell them. Right. We're not, yeah, let's go Brandon, right. So we're not going to do that, but we have to be educated, we have to know what to say, and we have to know what to do. Because, you know, the Republicans aren't going to be the coffee and the pizza fetchers anymore at the polls, because that's what we did last time. And that is not going to happen again. We still need as many precinct committeemen as possible. Precinct committeemen are the boots on the ground. We're the beginning part of the whole political process. We're the people that ring the doorbells, that send the postcards, that do the emails, that talk to our neighbors. We're kind of the wackos at the party that talk about politics all the time. So if you're into that, then becoming a precinct committeeman is for you. So if you know, and we need them everywhere. And we could even do, we're starting, the Republican Party has always lacked precinct committeemen because, let's be honest, we've all been asleep for many, many years. And we're waking up. Now there's waiting lists in the LD1 Republican, or in the LD1 where we're at right now for our precinct committeemen. So we need that. I mean, it's fantastic. It went from 40% to over 95% full. So we're really doing well. On one of the pieces of paper, I talked about the Anthem Minutemen. You know, prepping's a big deal right now. I mean, you guys kind of see the writing on the wall. All the truckers got to do is sit down and we're screwed. That's all that has to happen. They just got to sit down for a couple weeks and say, let's go Brandon, and that's it. That's all they got to do. So we have to be prepared. And being prepared, you know, isn't waiting in line outside Fry's or Walmart when it does happen, because the other 99.8% of the people will be doing that. And that'll be pandemonium. And then we have our Anthem radio group. Dave Black started it. He's right in the middle of the room. It's pretty awesome. It's more than walkie-talkies. So we talk about walkie-talkies. We talk about those little walkie-talkies we had when we were kids. These walkie-talkies can talk to the space station. They can. So this is way more than a walkie-talkie. And Dave is he doesn't really like to speak a whole lot, but I will say he knows what he's doing. And he can set your radios up so we can all communicate. Because when the power goes down, guess what else goes down? Yes. And let's see what else. So I want to just touch on a couple different things. Critical race theory. And then another thing I'd like to talk about is SEL. Does anyone know what SEL is?
I do.
Really? So,
That's right.
okay, so I'm not going to rag on our legislatures because right now the House is a 29-29 even tie. That's not good. We can't do anything with the 29-29, neither can they. The Senate, I think, is 16-14. You get one rogue guy like Paul Boyer fall off on an important issue, we can't do anything. So our first line of business is we need more House of Representatives and Senators. We need that. We need to work our asses off to get that. We need to do whatever it takes. Because if we have supermajority House and Senate, when we get someone that falls off continuously, when the time comes they get termed out, they get moved out, and someone that's a good conservative Republican will fill their shoes, and it won't really upset our flow. So the main thing, in order for us to win, is to get more legislatures on our side. So we need more good Republican legislatures. Now just remember, legislators aren't perfect. They don't know everything. So don't rag on them really, really hard. Of course they need a little bit of push once in a while, but don't rag on them really, really hard. Maybe just talking to them. I spent a lot of time with legislatures last week in DC, a bunch of local people, and they're really, really good people, but they don't know everything. So, I'm going to segue into SEL. So, SEL is social emotional learning. It's critical race theory. That's what it is. It's just packaged a different way. So, Arizona passed it. So our kids are going to be, this is it. This is 18 pages right here.
We passed that?
It's passed.
I forgot.
Yeah. So, and it was kind of like, if we were a supermajority, we probably wouldn't have to pass it. I'm sure there was some deals made, right? So, just know the importance of supermajority House and Senate, being really involved with our legislators and what they do, and just being involved, just watching. It's, and we just woke up, so we can't be mad, we can't get distracted, we can't be anything negative. We just have to continue to push forward. I mean, so that's what this is. So along with that, but I do have some good news. So along with that, the National School Board Association says that parents are domestic terrorists. Yeah. So if we go to, yeah, right, Nick, right? So if we go to a school board meeting and we're like, no, we don't think the CRT, we don't think the SEL is right, we're a terrorist. So we need to fight that really hard. And I think it's being fought now, and I think there's a little pushback with it. I spoke with, you guys are aware of Pam Kirby. She was here about a month or two ago. Her and a few other people in the Republican Party started a new, it's called the Arizona Coalition of School Board Members. So if Pam's part of it.
I'm on it.
Oh, you're on it. Okay, perfect. Yeah, and if Pam's part of it, I trust Pam. Pam's a hardcore patriot. Pam is pretty awesome. Pam's very awesome. So, more to come on that. I asked her if she'd come talk about it, and she will. So she's pretty amazing. And then let's see what else. Let's keep it local too. The main thing around here in Anthem is, Anthem's a great place. It's like Disneyland. Our government's very left. They're very, very Democrat. The school board, the Anthem, the school board's very left. So we're gonna just continue to pick away at that. I'm gonna run for Anthem Community Council again after the first of the year. They'll probably let me win this time. They didn't let me win last time, but they'll probably let me win this time because I'm not going against the chairman. I mean, let's be honest. So what they need is we need a conservative voice. And I know Anthem. I know the Anthem Community Council is afraid of me because they know that I'm going to come in there, I'm going to say no, and I'm going to dig in, and there's things that just aren't going to happen. So, but I will say this: overall, they seem to be doing a pretty good job. So the Anthem Community Council meeting is October 27th. The Deer Valley School Board meeting is November 9th and December 14th. It's all written on here. So we need to start the showing up to the school board meetings too. I'm going to work on that as well as the election stuff. So one of my action items, I never thought I'd have to say this, but this goes back again to not having enough power in our Senate. So, Kristen Sinema is carrying a lot of weight. Now, she's a Democrat, but she's carrying a lot of weight. She is actually saying no to H.R. 4. She's digging in. She's saying no to, she wants to retain the filibuster. That's a big deal. I mean, just search out the filibuster. It's a big deal. It really is. So, we need to say thanks to her. We do. I mean, as hard as, this is war. Sometimes you got to smile at your enemy and say thanks. I mean, sometimes we do. And I don't think she's the enemy this week. Could she be next week? Maybe not next week, but she might be. But I think right now, I think it's gracious for us to say thanks, keep doing it. Don't, just dig in, because it's her and some other guy, but I don't know his name off the top of my head.
Joe Manchin.
Okay, there we are.
Yeah.
So, it's a big deal. I mean, HR4 is if you just research a little bit of HR4, well, they started with HR1 and then HR2, so they're going to continue until they pass it. But and they're going to try and threaten cinema as much as they can, but she's pretty tough. I think they've tried to threaten her before and she dug in. So it's good. I mean, so I'm going to send her a postcard that says thanks. I appreciate it because, we're fighting for freedom. And sometimes we just have to do that. And that's just how it is. Let's see. We got to do the same thing with our Attorney General. We have to remind him that he really needs to take our election integrity really serious. He really needs to look into the results of the audit. Everyone has mixed feelings or mixed information on the audit, but I really believe there was a lot of stuff that went wrong. And the Trump team knew it before the election. They knew it was going to be a problem. I'm almost done, you guys. The Veterans Day Parade is Saturday the 6th. We're doing a float. So I'll reach out at our next meeting. Might need a little help building out the float. Don't really know how we got a political float in the Veterans Day Parade. Let's not ask any questions. Let's just present it. That's all we're going to do. I just smiled and it worked. Redistricting is massive. That's a really, really big deal. And it's a really big deal now countrywide with redistricting. And the Democrat law teams are going to attack anything we do unless it's all in their favor. So redistricting needs as much help and money as they can get. And we're going to have Steve Gaynor here in a couple weeks. He's going to talk about that a little bit too. Yeah, Steve's a very astute guy. And I'm almost done. I don't know if I've put any business cards on the table. If I didn't, I'll put some out. We just want to continue to grow our group. And if we outgrow Amped, we will find another venue, but I like being here. Keith is a patriot, and he really, really, really enjoys having us here. One last thing. We're looking for a brave person to organize a group so we can stand up at school board meetings the right way.
Right here.
So, so we don't want to go there and be idiots and get kicked out. Right. We want to go there and be effective and be like the mosquito at night when you're trying to sleep. But that's what we want to be. Just consistent, just there. And that's what we need to be to win. We need to be there. So there's a few more things I'd like to say, and then I'm going to hand the mic over to Mr. Salmon, just so I don't forget anything. Oh, on your table there's this handout, and it would be fantastic to put this on a postcard and send it to our Attorney General, and just to remind him of what was found. And this should be, I'm assuming this is nonpartisan, although it was mostly Republicans that did the audit. It just was found what was found, and that was it. So it's on our table. I've got postcards.